Hello, everybody, and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for passing by. Thank you so much for subscribing. And thank you very much for watching my videos. You are greatly appreciated. So many persons have been asking me to speak on the Stalk Ashley and Rvssian situation. Rvssian is a producer, Stalk Ashley is an artist. They asked me to speak on the situation that's taking place all over social media that have went viral. There are so many persons who have spoken on it, who have given their 2 cents, persons who have also reported on it. I'm not sure why you guys want my opinion, but I'm flattered that you find me very important to want to hear what I have to say. And I feel very special. So thank you guys so much. But anyways, let's get into it. So there's a storybook rhythm that's out and it's produced by Rvssian. I think that's the same rhythm. Black Rhino has a new song and I was listening to it and I like Rhino's song. It was clear. I liked how it sounded. Everything was really great. So it seems to me that Valiant recorded his song on it and released it. However, Valiant had put it out that he wanted a female to be on the remix, and he contacted Stalk Ashley because they had done a song together. He did a song with Stalk Ashley before, and it was a hit. It was a nice song, and so he wanted her on it, and she gave her version. According to Stalk Ashley, it was another rhythm, I'm sorry, that she recorded on and she gave it to Valiant, her version to Valiant. I'm not sure the truth behind it or what really took place, but according to her, she gave her version to on a different rhythm to Valiant. Valiant in return had contacted Rvssian. Valiant had reached out to Rvssian and said that he wanted Stalk Ashley on it, and he said he will not authorize it. He doesn't like it. He doesn't like how she sounds. She's not sexy enough, and she will never be authorized on the rhythm. That was flat out what he said. And Stark Ashley, I think, has said that he said that she's a failing artist, and she said, I'm a failing artist, yet I've sold over 100 million. I'm thinking that it's in streaming and stuff like that. It's over 100 million. And then Rvssian had said that he wanted Jada Kingdom on it, but he got Stark Ashley from Timo. And so the insults have been hurling between two, and it has gotten out of control. Now, here's the thing that I am looking into. Let's say all things are equal, and he really did not want Stark Ashley on the rhythm. What's the purpose of going all out to be abrupt, to be disrespectful, to be cheeky, to be rude? And to say these things to the artist. It seems rather personal than it is about music. Because if it's a case wherein you really don't remember that Stark Ashley is in fact an established artist who has hit songs mainly through collabs and stuff like that with other male artists. She did it with Alkaline, with Valiant, with Skeng. I'm sorry. And so she has made a name for herself through collabing. People like her song, people like her lyrics, her content. And so she has had several hits out there. But let's say that Rvssian did not like the song, I did not like how it recorded and stuff like that. I'm trying to find out what's the significance of being insulting, because what he said was flatly disrespectful, and it was also insulting to Stark Ashley. Stark Ashley, in return, had let him know that it wasn't her who reached out. He said that he's going to screenshot and he's going to post a screenshot of the messages and stuff like that. But he's yet to say that she reached out to him, because she said she did not. It was Valiant who reached out to her, and she sent the song to Valiant, and Valiant reached out to him, Rvssian. But Rvssian is saying that it was Stark Ashley. So I'm not sure what's happening. But here's the thing. I'm going to get to the comment before. I'm saying that if you did not want the female on the rhythm, I mean, you really can just say, I rather go for another artist, or record another song perhaps, or it's not the timing. I want to hear another flavor, another melody, another sound, another artist, perhaps give another person a chance to be on the rhythm rather than being insulting and disrespectful. And this speaks to the level of unprofessionalism that is in entertainment. Now, going over to the comment section, listen, why are you women so glad to see a man disrespect a woman? Why are you women, black women? Like when I call out black men, when I do my videos and I call out black men, a lot of persons are saying that I do not like men, I do not like black men, I hate them, or I got a lot of support from women. I get a lot of support from women, but I notice that when I call out black women and their behavior, it always seems to be an excuse. And it's like I'm hating on other women and I don't like women and I don't this and I don't that. So I cannot win. It's like you should not be called out for your bad behavior. You should not be called out for a lot of disrespectful and even degenerate behavior that you display. If you do not agree or want Stalk Ashley on the rhythm, or you as a fan would want to see who you like on the rhythm, you don't have to be disrespectful. But I'm seeing that so many women in the comment section are as happy as a lark to see Russian disrespecting Stalk Ashley. But what you guys don't realize is the same men who you support and promote and you keep up with disrespecting women, those are the same men who are disrespecting you. It's the same disrespect that you are getting from men, whether you're in a relationship with them, whether it's platonic, whether they're a complete stranger, persons on the road. It's the same feedback that you are going to get. And might I add, what producer do you know goes about disrespecting artists like that? There are so many world-renowned producers out there who are successful, way more successful than Russian. And they don't go disrespecting artists, publicly disrespecting them either. If you don't wish to work with someone, you shouldn't go on a public platform, or you should think twice before going on a public platform disrespecting the artist. I mean, this individual was also on a live or on a video. I saw a video of him, and he's speaking on Valiant, saying that Valiant sing too much, and he doesn't know if he listened to too much Chris Brown and all of these type of things. What impudence! What could drive you to make you think it's okay to speak about artists like that in such a disrespectful manner? If the guy's overseeing, these are discussions that you're supposed to have in the studio privately. You shouldn't come out on public platform and be behaving like this. And people are taking the insult as invitation, cheering him on, egging him on. Oh, he's so good. He's such a good producer. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's saying, and he's so right. And I support him. And he wanted Jada Kingdom and all these type of things. This guy's literally spitting in the face of artists that he is actually working with. But the problem is that when a lot of persons believe that they have reached where they are going, because a lot of numbers or zeros are behind their name in a bank account, they believe that they have reached the ultimate. You're not richer than P. Diddy. I'm almost certain of that. You are not richer than P. Diddy. He's one of the world's richest rapper, second to Jay-Z. And he was humbled. You're not too big. You're not Epstein. You're not too big to be humbled. I don't know where you come from or what you were taught that gives you so much spirit of entitlement and emboldenment, make you feel as if that it's okay for you to come and speak about artists in Jamaica like that. But this is what I speak on when there's a lack of professionalism. Now, when we look on the brighter side and look on the bigger picture, going to the international scene, there's Dark Child production, there's London on the Track, there is Mike Well Made It. We're talking about hip-hop field, right? We're going over into Dark Child, we're going over into the olden days of the Phil Spector and all these type who did for Tina Turner and so many other well-known artists out there, so many other producers out there who are widely successful. Widely successful. Do you see them coming on a public platform speaking on issues relating to artists or any issue that they may have, or them not wanting an artist on their rhythm or their instrumental? No, because there is a certain level of decorum that you have to conduct yourself with, and not because you're at the pinnacle. You can be removed, you can be shunned, you can be blacklisted. You understand? So I'm not sure where he's coming from or what gives him that kind of audacity to speak about artists like that. But then again, like I said, Jamaican feel is a feel of unprofessionalism. And because it's unprofessional, and this is what he really thinks of the artist, when he comes up, because I'm sure he wouldn't have said that about Vibes Cartel. He knows who he's picking his battles with. He wouldn't have said that about Vibes Cartel. So he knows what he's doing. So because he believes these artists are less than, so it's okay to come out and insult them, because to him, they don't have strong backative, they don't have a whole lot of something that you should look up into. And because of such, then you're going to feel froggy and emboldened to be disrespectful to these artists. You understand? I cannot say I'm disappointed. You understand? There are some people who are low life people, and that's just who they are. It matters not of their skin color or anything like that or their background. They just come into the game, like I said, and it's just who they are. They come into the game with the spirit of entitlement and believe that they are owed something and it's due to them. Success is theirs to take. And so they will talk down to just about anybody out there who they believe are touchable or reachable and stuff like that. You understand me? So this is where the situation comes down to. Is it just a disrespectful moment? He's a disrespectful individual. Didn't he have a jump off with another producer, Cal Butler? Um, is it Cal Butler's son? He had a or Cal Butler. I'm trying to remember his name. I think it's Cal Butler who did that whole Still a Bleed production. I with for Chronic Law and others that rhythm. He had a jump off with the guy just the same. You understand me? It's not his first rodeo. He has a history of going after people and making things publicly known and stuff like that. You understand? And so it's just a sad situation for him. And not only for him, but for people who support this type of behavior. People spit in your face and you accept it as an invitation. You take it with a smile because you don't know any better. When you're brought up and raised in a field wherein there is no, well, we go back to self-respect. When you're brought up in a field wherein you are never respected and everything around you is just raucous, vulgar, and deplorable, you become accustomed to it. And so someone who highlights the difference or show you a new page, they become the problem because so many of you are loud and so many of you are used to the deplorable lifestyle and how you're treated and how you're spoken to. And so you believe that is normalcy. So once a person is giving you information or saying things to you, no matter how insulting it is, as long as you believe it's the truth, then you should accept it. There shouldn't be any form of decorum or any form of respect in that field. But let it have been someone else that he was speaking on that you guys like, then you would have come out and say he's this and he's that. But no, it's okay for him to speak like that about the artists, people you are working with. Like, come on, no, come on. People, I am trying to track where in the message Stark Ashley was disrespectful to Russian that would prompt him to say what he said to her. And then he's saying that many persons are saying that she's a collab artist. She doesn't have any song for herself. She cannot make a hit song for herself, and yada yada yada. Listen, there are persons out there who are successful or better at being a collab artist than they are an individual artist making a hit for themselves. There was Nate Dogg out there. There was also Ty Dolla Sign. These are hip hop artists or hip hop and R&B artists. There have been so many of them who are better off being collab artists and also producers. They can produce good songs, but they just can't make a hit for themselves. They are great at collabing, which I spoke on Ty Dolla Sign. I spoke on the late Nate Dogg, R.I.P. These guys made hits through collabing. That was their niche. And sometimes that is what worked for you as an artist. So what could possibly be wrong with that? And if he wants to work with Jada Kingdom, that's fine. No, there's nothing wrong with that. Go and work with Jada Kingdom. But you did not have to decry Jada Kingdom name in order to insult Ashley, because what you're doing is also brewing bad blood between two female. And this is what I always say men do. A lot of times when they cannot get with a particular woman, no, I am not saying that this is the issue in this particular situation, but I've noticed a history wherein men, when they cannot get with a particular type of woman, they enjoy the idea of setting them against each other. Now, if you want, I personally do not really take onto Jada Kingdom content. She has a raspy voice. I think her voice is kind of even raspier than mine. I believe I have a raspy voice because I used to do music, so I know how I sound. But I do believe that she has a raspier voice than me, especially when she talks. However, her melodies and her music sounds really nice, but the content of it is not what I cater for. It's for female degeneracy and it's promoting, slut-like behavior in women. And I just do not cater for that type of atmosphere, that type of content. I don't like it at all, but I really like her voice. And I think she has some other really nice songs out there that I cater to. Right, so that's it for the Jada Kingdom situation. But when it comes to Stalk Ashley, her songs are hit. her collab musics are hit, I should say, but at the same time, it's not something that I listen keenly to. You understand me? I like her voice. She has a little mellow, she has a more melodious voice, a voice that's kind of mellow, not melodious. Mellow means that it's a little bit more calmer and subtler than Jada Kingdom, that has a raspiness even when she goes into singing. So it will strike. But a Stalk Ashley has a more mellow slowness to her, and people take onto it. People take onto it. But I'm just trying to find out, why was Russian so disrespectful to Stalk Ashley, and what's with so many women supporting Russian? It's like crazy. I don't cater for this type of individual who has this type of background where they came from money, and they came from money, and then they try something, they what you would call take a step back, and they went into at-risk community and get a come up off someone who is Vibes Cartel in this case, and he made a name for himself. People like the look because he's this white looking individual that calls himself Russian. He's a white looking individual that calls himself Russian, and because of that, it had given him more leverage over other artists. Plus, he worked with Vibes Cartel, who was a top artist at the time. So he pivoted his career to stardom, where he worked with so many persons and helped them to cross over from the Conscience to the Shensia and stuff like that. But I personally don't necessarily cater for these type of individuals, because they tend to have what you would call a step ahead, or they tend to have a stimulus package with their start already. And oftentimes it comes from your physical appearance. And you won't fault a person if they are the preferred. I'm not saying that they're better looking. In no way am I saying that. But sometimes their physical appearance is what the mass of the people prefer, whether it be through racism, whether it be through prejudice, whether it be through colorism. This is what oftentimes people prefer. And when people prefer it, they automatically get a stamp of approval. It matters not. They won't double check. They won't fact check. They won't compare them to other persons out there who are professional. They just use what is the preferred choice and go with it, and they automatically get a success over other persons. And so oftentimes this work in their favor. Now we've seen wherein I think it was very rude and disrespectful. We're talking about Stalk Ashley. She's a black girl out there, and at the end of the day, she's pursuing a career for herself. Yes, she has major hits, but clearly she wants to take herself to the next level. He broke a Shensia, who is a mixed woman from Jamaica, though we call them Jamaican. But right, she's really a mixed person. He took her to the next level and crossed her over. It was well received in the American market, and that's okay. She took a step back, and she's back in the Jamaican space doing what she has to do. So I'm thinking that what could be wrong with breaking a Stalk Ashley? So I'm getting the vibe that he has a tone of prejudice to him. And he's deriding Jada Kingdom name because it will suit the argument. However, it will also mask the obvious that he's really a colorist. Because I can't say, and neither can many persons say, what's the reason for him to be so insulting. Not only that, people are overlooking it. It's like they don't like Stalk Ashley, and they were glad to see a man disrespect her. Not only that, they were glad to see someone like Russian of his caliber putting out so many hits, producing so many hit songs, disrespecting Stalk Ashley. If she's a collab artist, what's wrong with that? Didn't she make bank? She made hits also. So what is the issue? What is the issue? If you don't want to work with her, or you don't want her on your rhythm, then you could have easily well come out and say that. But a lot of these guys are prejudiced, they're colorist, and they get away with it. Nobody called them out. Nobody said these things to them. No, I'm not going to stick it to him completely. I won't stick it to him completely. I'm just picking out angles of where it could possibly be coming from. It could also be a case wherein he probably likes Stalk Ashley and she probably isn't interested in him. That could also be the case, because men do fetishize women, whether they want them for, a one night, whether they want them for a wife, whether they want them for a bedmate, whether they want them for a personal partner. There are men out there who will like women, and some will fetishize women. So we can't say for sure what is the angle. I am just shocked that so many women who happens to be black and dark or darker, lighter, but they're still black women, are so caught up and amused by Russian insulting Stalk Ashley, who is talented, who has made a name for herself, who has carved a lane for herself. I think that you guys would be celebrating the fact that here lies a Jamaican woman who carved a lane for herself through collabing. She helps to make guys get hits. What's wrong with that? This is what I'm trying to find out. What could possibly be wrong with that? So it seems as if that you guys never really liked her or something. I don't know what could be the case. Why so many of you are so happy? If he had said that to Jada Kingdom, you guys would have attacked him. You guys would have attacked Russian because you like Jada Kingdom and you like what she presents. So you would have attacked Russian, but when it comes to Stalk Ashley, I don't hear of Stalk Ashley being in any form of squabble on the internet or mix up, with the exception of another female artist whose mother came out lately and said a lot of things, of which the artist herself said nothing is like that, and she spoke on her mother and what her mother did to her. Also, that's the only case. I don't know what else is out there of Stalk Ashley. So I'm trying to find out why you guys do not like her, and to the point wherein it's okay for this producer who is so unprofessional and so disrespectful to feel boosted and froggy to insult Stark Ashley based on her talent for absolutely no reason whatsoever. But I guess when you're in a male driven field and it's very egotistical, it comes with the territory, and you're a female and you go in there and you support it because you get by, then you just have to expect that it comes with it one day. You understand me? Some females might not get it. Some females might, they do a lot of other things. So it makes the game a little bit more easier for them. But there are others out there who don't. And so it becomes really difficult for them, because I'm trying to get what's the pushback. What's the pushback? Why he doesn't want her on the rhythm, and why so many persons are insulting. That's the most I can say about it, guys, because I don't want to go into truism where I'm repeating the same thing and, I get nowhere. But if there's more to the argument, I guess you guys can let me know in the comment section. But that's all I have to say about it for now. I think it was very unprofessional and he's very disrespectful. But when you're in a male-driven field and you're in a field that takes over by men and it's so hardcore, and it just comes with it. It's, I'm sorry, it's a toxic environment, but it comes with it. If you're a woman, you need strong male security behind you in order to do music. And I've spoken about this as a person who was pursuing music. You need strong male security behind you. If you do not have strong male security behind you, this is what happens. People feel froggy and believe that they can be disrespectful to a woman. They can say just about anything. They can do what about anything, and it'll be just another day for them. And because, he's a talented producer who or a successful producer, then, he can take a job at anybody and get away with it. But like I said, a lot of you women, when you are disrespected, oftentimes this is what you support. You support men disrespecting other women. And because of that, then, it comes with it. You have to just deal with it when it's also your time. That's all I have to say about it. Thank you for your time. Enjoy your day. God bless you. Bye-bye.